Welcome to NSG 223, Study Session 4, Ethical Concepts in Nursing. Introduction. In the last study session, you learned about the origin, establishment, functions of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, and the roles of various national and international organizations involved in healthcare services. Ethics are rules or principles that govern right conduct. Ethical practice refers to the moral behavior and decision regarding ethical dilemmas. Ethics is about the use and abuse of power, the ability of persons, states, and systems to change lives and events for good. Professionals have special responsibilities to be sensitive to the way in which the power conferred on them by their professional standing are used, maintained, and improved. In this study session, you will learn about the concepts of ethics, types of ethics, purpose of professional code of ethics, and nursing codes of ethics. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to 1. Describe the concepts of ethics, law, and professional code of nursing practice. 2. Discuss the rights and responsibilities in client care. 3. Describe the legal roles of the nurse. 4. Explain informed consent. Concepts of ethics, law, and professional code of nursing practice. Ethics has several meanings in common use. It is a method of inquiry that helps people to understand the morality of human behavior. Remember an earlier discussion that morality refers to the requirements necessary for people to live together. 2. The practices or beliefs of a certain group, e.g., nursing ethics, medical ethics, etc. Remember that beliefs are interpretations or conclusions that people accept to be true. 3. The science relating to moral actions and one's value system. 4. The expected standards of moral behavior of a particular group as described in the group's formal code of professional ethics. Many authors agree that ethics and morals convey the same meaning, but there are some that contend that ethics refers to publicly stated and formal set of rules or values, while morals are values or principles to which one is personally committed. For the professional nurse, however, both the publicly stated and formal set of rules and values and the personally committed principles interact to shape the nurse's moral behavior. Ethics is not confined to nursing. It is part and parcel of everyone's life in a civil society. No individual is born with a set of ethical standards. Rather, they are acquired through life. Law and ethics. Ethics relates to rules of conduct. It is similar to law. Both are based on understanding principles of right and wrong of acting in a democratic society. However, legal issues differ significantly from ethical issues. This is shown in the table 4.1. Differences between law and ethics. 1. Law is defined as society's formal rules of conduct or action, recognized as enforceable by a controlling authority such as federal or state government. Ethics. Ethics refers to a set of moral principles or values that informally govern individuals in a society. 2. Laws are the regulations established and usually written by a governing power. Ethics are the morals of a culture, and oftentimes they inform the laws that are made. 3. Laws are rules that people must obey in order to be legally proper. The legal view to an issue implies that Legal obligations coexist with rights. These rights are described as welfare rights and have been granted by law. Ethics are rules that people ought to obey so that their conduct is morally proper and their conscience clear. Ethical rights involve no legal guarantees. 4. Law sets the types of repercussions that should occur should it be broken. Ethics do not have any associated punishment when broken. Types of ethics. There are two main types of ethics governing an individual's life in a society. They are personal and the professional ethics. A. Personal ethics. This refers to a person's moral principles and values acquired as the person develops and matures through the lifespan. An individual's personal code of behavior might include 1. They ought to do things such as being honest, spending time in worthwhile activities, helping and being kind to people. And 2. They ought not to do things like not stealing, not cheating other people or organization, or consciously causing harm to others. Personal ethics are influenced by family, religion, education, peer group, etc., and therefore vary from one individual to another. Personal ethics may change or be modified as a result of age, environmental or situational influence. B. Professional ethics. This refers to the formal or informal moral responsibilities peculiar to a profession which are not shared by members of the society. The informal professional ethics are unwritten, while the formal ones are the written ethical codes. Members not only agree to subscribe to the ethical codes to govern their conduct, but also monitor other members of the profession to ensure conformity to them as well. Failure to conform may earn the individual a dismissal from the profession or suspension. Code of Professional Conduct. The Code of Professional Conduct places the client or patient at the center of nursing activities. Nursing Code of Ethics is a formal statement of the ideals and values of nursing and ethical principles that serve as standards for nurses' actions. It concerns the behavior that is normally right for a nurse in professional situations. The need for an ethical code of practice for nursing was perceived in the 19th century. Some religious communities prepared code of practice for their nurses in consonance with the religious order's rule of life. Among the earliest evidence of that perceived need in the secular world was the Florence Nightingale's pledge formulated by a group of nurses in 1893. It was based on Hippocratic oath and contained all the expectations from a nurse in that era. The Florence Nightingale Pledge of 1893. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous, and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and withhold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping, and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty will I endeavor to aid the physician in his work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. Source: Fowler, Marshall in Anarado, AN 2002. The pledge was formulated based on the acquiescent nature of nursing that was operational at the time, when it was not in agreement with social relevance to the 21st century context of nursing. It was replaced with the Nurses' Pledge, which is recited by students of most schools of nursing at the beginning or as the completion of their training. The purposes of the Code of Professional Conduct are to inform professional nurses of the standards of professional conduct required of them in the exercise of their professional accountability and practice. 2. Inform the public, other professions, and employers of the standard of professional conduct that they can expect of a registered practitioner. The professional nurse and the healthcare consumer. A nurse is a person who has received authorized education, acquired specialized knowledge, skills, and attitudes, and is registered and licensed with the Nursing and Midwifery Council to provide promotive, preventive, supportive, and restorative care to individuals, families, and communities independently and in collaboration with other members of the health team. The nurse must provide care in such a manner as to enhance the integrity of the profession, safeguard the health of the individual, client, or patients, and protect the interests of the society. The nurse must a. Provide care to all members of the public without prejudice to their age, religion, ethnicity, race, nationality, gender, political inclination, health or socio-economic status. B. Uphold the health consumers' human rights as provided in the Constitution. C. Ensure that the client or patient of legal age of 18 years and above gives informed consent for nursing intervention. In case the health consumer is underaged, the next of kin or the parent can give the informed consent on his behalf. D. Keep information and records of the client confidential except in consultation with other members of the health team to come up with suitable intervention strategies or in compliance with a court ruling or for protecting the consumer and the public from danger. E. Avoid negligence, malpractice, and assault while providing care to the client or patient. Professional nurse and professional colleagues. The nurse must a. Work cooperatively and collaboratively with professional colleagues and other members of the health team for ethical procedure only. B. Exhibit esprit de corps in all situations except when it involves fraudulent and unethical practices. C. Delegate functions and responsibilities to subordinates according to their abilities and competencies, supervising them accordingly. D. Not ridicule professional colleagues and especially not in the presence of clients or patients or other members of the health team. The professional nurse and the public. The nurse must a. Protect the public against danger or harmful agents. B. Have regard to the environment of care and its physical, psychological, and social effects on the client or patient. C. Assess the adequacy of resources and make known to appropriate persons and authorities any circumstances which could place clients or patients in jeopardy or which militate against safe standards of practice. D. Contribute to policy making. The professional nurse and the Global Health Organization. The nurse must a. Implement global health initiatives and instruments to which the country, the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, NAMMN as signatory. B. Participate actively in international and national conferences and conventions and contribute a quota to the development of nursing sciences. Summary. In this study session, you have learnt that 1. The Code of Professional Conduct highlighted in this document is intended to empower the professional nurse practitioner to provide effective care to individuals, families, and communities. 2. The Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria subscribes to the fact that nursing is an inalienable right of citizens, and as such, the professional nurse has the responsibilities of assisting them to attain the optimal level of health. 3. The Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria believes that this Code of Professional Conduct will serve as a springboard for providing effective nursing care in Nigeria. End of study session 4. Thanks for listening.